Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to HOI4 as we are playing as the Ottoman Empire. So in today's episode we're going to be declaring war on Syria. I believe we get that war goal in August, so we have several months we have to wait before we'll be able to quickly invade them and get them finished up. Before we start letting the time roll, there's two things I wanted to do. The first one is to create a new air wing of fighters unless we have... No, we don't have one of 50, so yeah, let's go ahead and create one of 100 fighters here. Probably just have to put all the fighters we have in there, because I think we only have like 99 fighters, yep. So we'll have to get this up to 100 and build the next plane. Just get these guys out there so they can start training up, even if they're in the older planes, it's fine. So yeah, we wanted to do that, and then the other thing that we needed to do is take a look at our occupied territories, because manpower is a serious issue right now, guys. You can see we just don't have any. I can't build any units, in that war against Romania and Bulgaria. We're outnumbered by quite a bit, and frankly, it's going to be even worse against the Soviets, as you'd expect. Even if they're as they are now, where they don't have very many troops on the border, I assume that would change once there's a war goal between our two sides, though they do have massive borders they have to fight in. They have to fight all across here, all through here, and then all up along here. So, oh yeah, and then Finland as well. So the Soviets are going to have trouble manning all those borders, even with the large number of troops they have. So they might not be too bad, but overall I think our lack of units is going to be a serious issue. And we're going to continue to take that one decision that gives us the 2,500 weekly manpower. We're going to continue to do that, because that's 10,000 manpower per month. So yeah, it definitely helps out quite a bit. That's like 120,000 manpower per year. So yeah, very, very helpful. So we're going to continue going for that, though it does cost a lot of political power, so that's something to consider. But the thing that's really eating up our manpower, because you notice that as we got more territory, we didn't get more manpower as you'd think we would. You don't get a lot in non-core territory, but we do have a modifier to that, plus 5% modifier, and you get a little bit, and yet we have less manpower as we've got new territories. That is because of the occupied territories, the garrisons. And we have like, what, tens of thousands of manpower, maybe even as much as 100,000? Maybe not quite 100,000, but quite a bit of manpower going to the garrisons. 30,000 just for the Kurds here, but hopefully we'll get that dealt with soon. We got 18,000 in Bulgaria, and it's a problem. Resistance is going up. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to change anti-civilian oversight, which is the best for getting the compliance up, and then change over to local police force, which will have better resistance. Also, we don't need as much for the garrisons, which I think we're at 50% here for required garrisons, negative 50%, while the local police force is negative 65%. There might be less damage, less damage to the garrisons as well, so that's going to be less manpower we're losing, manpower and equipment we're losing. And you do have the slower compliance, but that's okay. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and change that up, and then we'll just fix them. There we go. So that should help out a little bit. We'll see. Alright, so let's go and let it play. Let those fighters train up. I don't know that we want to put the ships up there just yet. Let's wait until we get a bit more fuel. And it looks like the war is expanding here in China because... Oh, wait a minute, that's interesting. Oh, okay, so China just joined the People's Front because the Emperor declared war. Alright, so that didn't go quite the way I expected it to go. That's surprising. I guess it makes sense, though. So that means that China... main China here, since we have many Chinas, is now allied with the Japanese, with the communist Japanese. That's a very interesting development. So this is going to change things around with them fighting everybody, the communists and China now. I don't know. I think the Brotherhood of Asia could have some difficulty here, but I don't know. China does have a lot of borders with them. Maybe. We'll have to see how it goes. We'll keep an eye on that, see how it develops. The British are, well, I was going to say they're losing territory here. Might be coming back on that. We're going to tell them no on that. And then over here, neither side can get across the strait. Here in New Zealand, they're having issues with that. And France has capitulated. Not surprising. That was a very quick win. They had just been defeated. They didn't have very many troops. And so you're not surprised at all that Germany was able to wipe them out. And this is one of the things I was talking about. Some people were appalled with the idea that I might not join the Central Powers. A lot of people were like, well, how could you not join the Central Powers as the Ottoman Empire? Well, this is why, guys. This is why I was contemplating as that being one route we could go, is to not join the Central Powers, is because, I mean, look at how powerful our faction is. I mean, we're going to dominate now. And so where's the real challenge? I mean, where's the enemies? I mean, the only enemy I see us really having to fight is the Soviet Union, because Italy's going to, well, it depends on what happens here, but yeah, I assume with the Italian coup, if everything goes smoothly, Italy will be in the faction as well. We got these anti-tank. Let's see what we want to get next. I guess we'll go ahead and go with, we can make the anti-air better, I suppose, or we can go with the improved artillery. I guess that might be the best thing to get. Let's all see what else we need, though, before I go grabbing that. It's been a couple days since I played, so there might have been something I wanted to get and I forgot about. I don't think so, though. Yeah, I think we're already working on the industrial techs here. Yeah, we look good to go. So you know what? Let's stay in here. We're going to get the improved artillery upgrade. And let's go ahead and update that equipment as well over to the improved anti-tanks. All right, excellent. And we do now have enough political power to alter the royal succession. It's right down here. I guess I missed it last time, or we just never had the political power for it, because yeah, I think it would have notified us if we did. I think I was taking other decisions that were less political power. So what this is going to do is allow women to become the sultan, or I guess you'd call them like maybe the sultana. I don't know if that's how you'd pronounce that, or if that's even a correct title. But yeah, that would allow females to become our leader, and you basically get a super powerful character as your leader. She's one of the most powerful leaders in the game. There was when the DLC first came out, if you're on the Paradox forums, there's like a ton of memes about it and jokes and stuff, just how powerful she is. She's got a really good modifier, so we're definitely going to want to take that and get that advantage. Of course, that will not do anything until our current leader dies, but he is an old man, so eventually he will. I want to say that it can fire, I think it's after 1940, and it's like a random chance of firing after that. It could be 1941 or 42, but I think it's 1940, so it could fire at any moment, essentially. We'll just have to wait and see. Again, there's a bit of randomness to it, so can't say exactly when that'll happen. I was going to get the excavation, see if there's anything else here. Nope, just those two, which we are getting this up here. We're at 66%. Remember, we need to get up to 70, so we're very close to being able to have that done. I don't think we'll need to use planes over here, guys. I think this will be a very easy conflict, because they don't have any troops, so we should just be able to march right through there and not have any issues with that. And then after Syria, of course, we do want to go after Lebanon, and that should be another nice, easy, quick conflict. And then I guess it would be Yugoslavia at that point, but I don't know, man, because I don't know if I want to bring the rest in just yet, because I assume that would result in them joining a faction and pulling us into the larger conflicts. But maybe that's what we want to do. I don't know. I just don't want to invade Canada. I'm just not terribly interested in doing that just to get the war won. I'd prefer to stay out of the Americas in this campaign if we can. So let's go and get our factory assigned. I'm not entirely sure what we're lacking the most on. It looks like maybe the tanks, but I think we actually have a surplus. We're just trying to get some of those replaced. So yeah, I mean, the equipment, we're in a much better position. It's just manpower that we're lacking in. Yeah, we're pretty good in equipment. Anti-air and anti-tank, of course, is a little bit short. In fact, it looks like we're losing it. So we might want to put another factory into the anti-tanks. Yeah, that's probably the best use of that. Make sure we're not trading for anything we don't need to train for. We're short 2 rubber, but that's fine. I don't think that's an issue at all. We do still have these planes here training the fighters. And I assume that some with the current icon for that they have started to update to the point where the majority of them are now the newer fighters. We'll just keep on declining those caught arms. Yeah, good God, man. We're like 10 minutes in this episode. I'm going to have like 1 million cuts because there's like so many vehicles going by right now. It's like really bad. I don't typically record at this time, though. Every time I do, though, I always notice that there's a lot more vehicles going by. And some of you might note that you don't hear them. If you don't hear it, it's because I'm cutting them out. I try and cut them out so you guys don't have to hear it. How are we doing on the anti-air? Pretty short and not really fixing that very rapid either. The anti-tanks are, in fact, not going up quite as quickly as I'd expect, and I think the big part of that is because our efficiency is so low with those, because we just started building those not that long ago. All right, so we're almost August, a couple more months here. I don't know if it's the end of August. Oh, it's like right there in the beginning, first week of August there. And as soon as we get that, we'll declare war, and we'll also set up the next war goal planning as well. Just kind of watch the conflicts that are going on. I guess Germany's not at war with anybody here in Europe anymore. I don't think. Nope. I have no European conflicts, so maybe they'll do an invasion over here. I don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to end this conflict. We got our national focus finished up, though. So that's supposed to make them into puppets. We'll see if it works. Again, somebody told me that it was bugged and it didn't work. I really hope that's not the case. Let's get the research slot first, and then we'll do the military factories. I guess we can take a look and see if it happened or not. It seems like it worked to me. Yeah, we've got Afghanistan, Iraq, and Iran as puppets. Yeah, these are all puppets of ours. All right, excellent. So they're going to be getting points in that conflict. And thus, they'll be slowly increasing their autonomy, so that might become an issue. Although I don't know if it counts if you're not in the war with them. I will have to see what happens if that starts increasing or not. But yeah, they are all of our subjects. So that's awesome. So if, like, let's say we were to leave the Central Powers, maybe attack our allies if that's what we wanted to do in the future, then we'll be able to bring all of them with us. But most importantly, I really just want to annex them. So we'd have to like build in their territory. We're not in a position to do any of that right now, though. So let's get something built here. Looks like we just finished up a military factory. Let's get... I did forget I wanted to start working on those upgrades to our intel. So we're going to want to start doing that. Let me see on the resource situation. We're still short on the rubber. Okay. You know what? Let's build one more of these synthetic refineries. Just mainly for the rubber, essentially. Build one right there. And then I guess we'll go ahead and continue with the military factories. I know we do need to get forts, but I'm not planning on going to war with the... with the Russians just yet. So let's wait. Let's get more military factories. We still have a need for equipment, even if we're not building units just yet. We know that we'll need more equipment once we start getting that manpower up. In fact, we could probably build a couple units now. But let's go and get this factory assigned first. We're going to still kind of get those updated here. You know what? I think we're going to do stuff for the tank units. Because I don't think we have very many units, or excuse me, much equipment for these just yet. Nah, we can still use some more light self-propelled artillery, so let's go and get that. And we are now short on the steel. That's unfortunate. You know what? Let's work on some infrastructure in some of our high-resource provinces. I think that'd be wise. So we don't have to trade for as many resources. Like this one is key. That's going to get you 17 steel, so that's really helpful. That would help with the oil. Aluminum would be great as well. So you got 30 aluminum right there. So yeah, let's go ahead and build the infrastructure up there to get the aluminum. And let's see if we want to go all the way up. Is it worth it? Not really. You're getting like 2 more aluminum. How about over here? It is worth it for the extra 3 steel, I suppose. Could do the oil, but again, it's not really an issue just yet. I think steel's the main thing that we're needing, so you'd have to continue building over here. But remember, we're not getting all the resources here because it's not a core territory. Huh, that's interesting. We can build in Iraq and Afghanistan, but not Iran. I wonder if they're like a different type of subject. We might want to take a peek at that. Huh. Okay, yeah, we might need to take a look at what's going on there. Let's go ahead and put these right here so they can work on those now. And we can get that steel and maybe get some of our civilian factories back. What the hell's going on over here? They are a subject. They must be considered a different type of subject. Let me just take a look here at all our different subject types. No, they're all just considered a puppet. Master can build constructions on the subject's territory. Huh. Not entirely sure why it won't let us. Yeah, very strange. Yeah, we can't build in Iran. We can't build in the other two. Okay, I'm not entirely sure why that is, but that did remind me of something. First of all, we need to get an upgrade here, but the other thing is that we could become a spy master once we get the 3 different branch upgrades. I don't think anybody's become them yet. Oh, nope, Germany is currently the spy master. We might still be able to do it. I don't know, we'll have to see, because I think the player gets like an advantage on that. But let's go and start working on some of these. The first one I'd like to do is, well, we could go ahead and form up a department so we can start working on that. I guess we'll do that first. That makes sense. Get that in 30 days here. It does take a lot of civilian factories to get that done. That's all right. We actually have quite a few now, comparatively to how many we used to have. All that territory you got in Bulgaria, Romania, and Greece. is quite a few civilian factories in there. So we got the advanced rubber processing. That will probably fix our rubber needs. Let's go and get the assembly line production. And no, we're still -1. Okay. I don't think we have very many refineries. I think we built maybe 2 so far. So I guess that didn't really help that much. We're about 5 weeks away before we'll declare war on Syria. Get them knocked out real quick. Not going to get a lot from that conflict. You know, we can core it though, I think once we take Lebanon. So that'll get us manpower. But yeah, there's no real resources in Syria or anything like that. But anything for the manpower. And I was going to build some units. Did forget about that. So let's go ahead and do that. But first, let's get the anti-air started. And as for the units, I think I want more tanks. I know we're not done with their designs yet. We can actually go ahead and update this a little bit. Get them some more light self-propelled artillery. In fact, we'd want to pull out... What does the organization look like? That's not too shabby. We can go down one, although we don't have all this, so that would lower it some. But you know what? We're going to do a 4 tank with 3 motorized. I know it's going to have lower organization, but I'd rather have them hit a little bit harder. As for over here, we do have the experience to go ahead and give them the engineer companies. Let's go ahead and save that. And now we just need to get all of the support companies, and then the tanks are done. Let's go and get a tank unit building, and we'll probably get a couple of these built. We do not have very many tanks. What do we have, like 2 tank units, I think? Yeah, so 2 tank units, so we don't want to do it that way. We want to do it this way. And 2's fine for now, because equipment's going to be an issue. So let's go and have them... we won't set all that up just yet. As for the next unit, let's do some Janissaries. I know manpower is an issue, but I think we'll better continue to increase that. So let's just get 3 units of them. Try not to let manpower get too low, just in case like war with the Soviets broke out unexpectedly, which is a possibility, because I haven't really been paying attention to what our faction's been working on. Not enough, anyway. They're attempting to assassinate Mussolini right now to do this coup here. Now, I don't know if there's a chance of that failing or not. I've only seen it succeed, so it makes me think that there isn't a chance. And looks like the war in South Africa has started. Yes. Let me just make sure they didn't end up at war with Germany or anything because of this. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. But Germany does have a war goal against Britain, so they could declare war on them anytime they wanted as well. So yeah, I think that just pulled them into both of those conflicts here. Oh, okay, I see. Imperialist South Africa. Well, that's interesting. Huh. So when the Civil War started, right? You now have Imperialist South Africa and South Africa. So this is the original South Africa that was part of the Commonwealth of Nations, right? And that's, of course, the alliance of all the former dominions, British dominions. But Imperialist South Africa, rather than joining the British and their faction, the Community of Nations, which I'm assuming they didn't join that one because Britain is not the leader. Mexico is. So rather than join the faction they're supposed to, because the British are the ones who start this civil war, they joined the Central Powers. I don't think that was the case over here, right? Yeah, they're in the correct side. Yeah, New Zealand, the imperialists are in the right side, but over here they joined our side. Okay, I'm confused with that. I thought they would automatically join the British side, but that's not what happened. Well, we got one more country into our faction, I guess. And thus we are even more powerful, even though, again, it wasn't really necessary. Yeah, see, Great Britain allies Imperialist South African. Yeah, it feels like they were supposed to join. Okay, so I see what happened. They are supposed to join by event. Okay, and they just automatically joined the Germans on their own. That's what happened. So the event did fix it. Okay, well, I'm glad that got fixed. Because I feel like the British should, you know, be able to get their former dominions back as their focus tree intends for them to. So the next one we're going to get is the anti-partisan one, since we do have a lot of partisan issues. And for the first enemy to decipher, we're probably going to do Yugoslavia. We'll do the Soviets next, although I'm not entirely sure how long this will take. 960 days, that's a long time. Now, we don't have any of the upgrades, so we can't speed that up. But we are going to want to do the Soviet Union soon as well. I don't know that we'll get that in time to make it worth it. But we're not going to work on the Soviets just yet. Yeah, we'll try and get it. We'll need to get some upgrades for it to speed it up, because obviously that's far too long. Mussolini was assassinated, and thus Italy is now in the Central Powers. So we no longer need this border with them. So we can just go and throw those guys over there now. And things just got even easier. Italy has already joined into that conflict as well. So that would stop us from getting like all North Africa if we wanted it. So yeah, as you can see, there's just not a whole lot of territory for us to conquer now. We go after Syria, we go after Yugoslavia, and of course there is the Soviet Union, which is going to be our main enemy in this campaign, and I expected that. But yeah, there's not a whole lot other than that. Let's go ahead and say we don't need to be notified of these. And I saw something new here. Okay, so we have the fidelity and the improved workers conditions. So is this one that we want to take? This is for the weekly manpower. That is one that we'd like to take. However, I did want to get these finished, finish filling these out before we start taking ones that are always going to be there. We do need 127 political power to do that. And we could further increase the stability with the improved worker conditions. But again, that's one we can keep doing. So let's go and fill these out, guys. Or at least get the next one, which would be the Army Logistics one. I know negative 4% attrition isn't anything exciting, but neither are the rest of these. Just really horrible military staff overall for the Ottomans. Such a shame that they're kind of disappointing. All right, so let's go ahead and start justifying the war goal over here immediately. We don't have the political power, so we're going to actually have to wait to do that. And let's go and declare war on Syria. We're not going to call on our allies because we don't want them to join a faction. Now, they still might join a faction. Maybe none of this works out the way I want. Let's go and stop these guys from training. And yeah, let's just go and start pushing forward here. Get all this territory taken. And I don't expect it to be a difficult conflict, considering, of course, the tanks would be over there. I never remembered to, like, take a look and see what our units are currently doing, or where they're at on the front, because they're never in the best spot. And Syria joined the Commonwealth of Nations, so that'll force them to, that'll force us to join that war with them, which means we can't annex them until we take Canada. I was afraid that would happen. Yeah, it's a real shame. We're not going to take Lend-Lease from our subjects since I want to annex them. And I don't want our subjects even getting involved in this, frankly. So we're not gonna accept any of those. I just want to get this over with, which they might get pulled in soon anyways. But yeah, I don't want them. I want this all in our own hands. So I mean, given these are our subjects, so it might not be a problem. Yeah, you got these fast tanks all the way in the back now. Oh, that's ridiculous. All right, so just moving towards Damascus, and it looks like they are about to be called in soon. Not quite yet, but soon, very soon. Let's have these guys push forward over here. Again, just trying to get as much of the territory conquered as we can. Non-aggression pact offered from the Mexicans, sure, we'll take that. We will take Lend-Lease from allies, although those are great war tanks, so they're pretty old. And we'll take, well, I don't know if we wanted the non-aggression pact against the British. They seem like a natural enemy for us, given that we want to conquer Egypt here. Yeah, we'll take all the Lend-Lease from allies. Anything they want to send us, we'll take it. Alright, so let's have these guys go over here now. I think that'll already be taken, but let's go after Damascus next. And they're still not at war with our subject here, which is good. Looks like we should be able to get it all conquered. Alright, awesome. Just didn't want them to get any of it, even if they are a subject here. And so yeah, we are into the larger conflict now. Is there anybody that Germany's at war with that we don't want to be, like, at war with? Is it all one conflict? I don't actually know. Let's just take a look at the total wars here. Yeah, because they do have multiple wars. But I want to say that these are all in the same faction, right? Aren't they? Yeah, I think they're all in the faction. Let's just click Germany and see if there's anybody there at war with that I don't want to be. I guess it doesn't matter. So yeah, we'll go and accept their call to arms. Oh. I don't think it matters now. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. I think most of those are non-aggression pacts, but I don't care about that. And there we go. Syria has capitulated. Fantastic. Alright, so we got them knocked out. We don't have the little power yet to justify the war goal here yet. We need 25. We won't need very many units to get this done, so let's just go ahead and take 2 of them. In fact, you know what? We'll just do 2 infantry. Although, you know what? They could end up... Well, they could get some of our enemies' troops in here if they were to give them access, but I don't think that's going to happen. So for all the rest of these, let's go ahead and put them onto this front. Since as of right now, that seems like where the next conflict would be. Could go to war with the British. We did just sign a non-aggression pact with them, though, so we'd have to end that. But yeah, I think it's going to be against Yugoslavia. At this point, it doesn't matter anymore that they're going to join the other faction because we're already in this war. And there's not much of a way to avoid it unless somebody's going to take Canada out. And the British might. Looks like they're succeeding there. Lithuania has capitulated. Remember, they are all at war with the Soviets, and it's only a matter of time before that faction is completely defeated. We got the Anti-Partisan Upgrade. Let's go and get one more, just because resistance is such an issue here, so it would help to get it down. In fact, we should be able to core these now. Yeah, where they're under 30% here. Okay, so let's just take a peek and see what's going on with that. Why I can't do that yet. So yeah, we do these ones on the map, and that's at 200 political power. Yeah, that's a lot. All right. Huh. Yeah, we need political power like bad. Is there any way for us to increase that? Obviously, we can get the stability up. We can stop getting like focuses for a little while, I suppose, but we got so many that I want to get. Yeah, we might just have to wait. There's so much stuff we need political power for at the moment. I guess it's good we're not doing anything then. Yeah, because we really don't have anything to do until this war with Yugoslavia, which I really want to get Lebanon finished up first, just because it'd be nice to get everything dealt with over there. We got the infiltration assault done. That's a supply consumption bonus. We can do one more before we need, I think that's the case, one more before we have to wait for the research bonuses, which is right here. Yeah, 2 land doctrine. Okay. So yeah, we can do one more, unless we will. And this will be the night assault tactics, which is one of the best ones in that tree, so we do want to get that. But yeah, 2 units should be enough to get this done here. We can even give them a planning bonus just in case somebody pops up here. Again, I highly doubt they'll give them access, but it's a possibility. But probably not. Alright, so we got the 5th research slot. Excellent. Let's go and get those 5 military factories. Yeah, you should really be able to just completely bypass this. Oh, once we control Lebanon, it'll bypass it. Alright, yeah, we could save 70 days, so we will. But we gotta get Lebanon conquered first. Let's go and get those military factories, and we have the 25 political power, so let's go ahead and get this started, since, you know, it will take some time here. 125 days. And that'll be done. Just take a look at the exact day here. 31st of December. So the end of... Wait a minute. Hold up. Shouldn't have taken longer? Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I guess that would be 125 days. So the end of the year here. I was thinking it would be 1942. So very end of the year we'll be able to do that. Latvia has capitulated as well. And I thought we were already in all of the wars. Alright, well, let's go and accept any of these. We're willing to join all the conflicts. We do have the 5th research slot. We need to get this assigned. So let's go and figure out what we want. We're already researching something there. We still need to get the other companies here, Empeys. That's what we need, guys. Empeys would be super helpful. Now, let's go and get our troops training so that we continue to get military experience. And then with the excavation done, I think we are done here. I'm not too worried about getting the improved oil processing right now. And if we were to get anything, I suppose we'd do the fuel refining, since that affects both the refineries and the oil that we already have. But I think we're okay for right now, guys. It's not too much of an issue. We don't really have a whole lot of stuff that uses fuel. Could go after the atomic research to get that research bonus. It does take such a long time to get, though. But yeah, I guess that's what we're going to work on. Let's go and knock it out. 327 days. So we'll have it at the end of, well, I guess that's not quite the end. Yeah, that'll be like the middle of 1942 here. So we have to counter the rebels here. Okay, so we can do that now. Okay, I'm not surprised. Oh, okay, you had to wait till it got higher. So we couldn't annex them because the resistance here is now above the 30%. So that's the reason why we can do that decision. We'll get the anti-air next. Yeah, stability is just garbage again. And it just has such huge penalties, man. But you know what? Since we have garbage stability, why not? let's and we can still take this decision. How high is the percentage? Oh, it's only 30%. Never mind. If we were sitting at 50%, I'd do it. But yeah, not at 30%. It's not worth it. The risk of failing there is just too damn high. Yeah, we'll let them join any conflicts here. Not they're already involved in all conflicts. Oh, okay, they're not. They're not in any of the conflicts right now. All right, well, we'll pull them into anyone's if they ask. I won't demand it. But yeah, if they want to assist. Now, by not having them in the conflicts, they wouldn't get any, you know, that war participation and getting their autonomy. Oh, Lord, these are happening. But what I was saying is, you know, we wouldn't have to worry about their autonomy being increased because they wouldn't be helping in the conflict, but I do want them involved. So because we're below 50% stability, these are the events that I hate and always try and avoid. I try and avoid them because they're so horrible. And I wonder if they're set to not fire for the Turks for a little while or something, because we haven't seen them yet. And I was really surprised when we sat under 50% for so long. Yeah, these are devastating. Absolutely devastating. So I try and avoid them. I guess we're going to do... And this just absolutely depletes all of your political power. It's just it's a horrible, horrible thing to happen to your country. But it's the only way we can have a decent chance here of not having the strikes. So yeah, we're going to do the propaganda one. So we won't have political power for quite some time, essentially. And we'll bring both of them in. And we are not going to accept their lend-lease offers, though. Alright, so we got the anti-partisans. That is enough. 3 upgrades, I think, is all we needed. Could start working on some of the intelligence and the intelligence and the passive defense. But you know what, guys? Let's get the decryption power decreased, because as you can see here, it's a lot less than it was at 428 days. But yeah, let's go ahead and try and decrease that a bit more, because that is still too long. But yeah, it's we're not in a good situation, guys, with because of that stability. I don't know what happened there. I just hope we don't keep getting the event over and over again. But really, there's no way to increase it outside of that one decision. And if you're sitting in the dumps on the political power, you can't really do anything about it. They canceled their lend-lease with us. I guess we probably got the equipment that was needed. I assume that's what happened here. We could always build some more units up. Get like another tank unit here. Yeah, we'll get another tank unit going. We're going to want a lot more tank units. And as we get more tank units, or just more units in general, we'll be able to get those mountain troops changed up here. So they want us to join the Anti-Partisan Pact. Of course we will. That might result in war with the Soviets, though. It's a possibility. We might want to put some troops over here. And you know what? Let's actually go ahead and... Oh, they're currently training up. Okay. Yeah, we might want to put a few more troops over there, because we don't really have very many. Maybe just take a couple of these guys. We'll put like 1 mountain unit. Yeah, we'll put like 1 mountain unit over there, and then 1 infantry, though I don't know how many mountain units we have over here. Just the 2. But yeah, war could start over here at any time, guys, so it's something to consider. And we don't want to find ourselves in a situation where we don't have hardly any units over here. I know 8 units isn't much more than 6. But anything would help, because just imagine how long it takes to get them all the way across here, even on the railroads. You know, weeks to get them all the way over here. And so yeah, I think it's just better to have some troops over there. I feel like we'll be able to wipe out the Yugoslavians and their alliance of puppets here pretty easily with the assistance of the Germans and the Austrians. It should not, and the Italians. It should not be a difficult conflict overall. We'll just kind of roll right through them, I think. And the real bummer is going to be that we're not going to be able to get very much territory. I guess we could keep them out of the conflict for a little while. Our allies, I mean. Soviet Union finished up their war. Poland has capitulated. And we got some ugly borders here, of course. Yeah, that's great. That did result in really terrible looking borders here. And they annexed them and then puppeted Estonia. No, Estonia was not dealt with. Estonia is still in the alliance by themselves. They're the faction leader of that Polish alliance. Huh, that's interesting. Did they never get pulled into the war? That must have been what happened. They just never accepted being pulled into the war. The Soviets still could probably declare war on them, though they don't have a claim, so maybe not. Yeah, I don't know what happened there exactly. Let's go and get the next decryption power one. We won't do this one because it just requires too many civilian factories. And civilian factories are going to be an issue because of our political power problems here. Because of our stability problems, I should say. Still waiting for the effects of that event. And Soviet Union is justifying against Finland, so that would start the war, guys. God, I would really like to get this war in Yugoslavia wrapped up, but we have no ability to do that because we don't have any political power. We can just turn down any requests to join the war, but I mean, that's like the main war. I don't want to be staying out of the main war. Huh. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure how the best way to go about dealing with this is. I guess there's no point in having troops over here in Yugoslavia if we can't get the war goal against them. So you know what, we're going to move the entire army over to here then for the Soviet front. In fact, we actually are going to want to move troops up onto this front as well to help protect our Romanian puppets. Alright, so let's go and get a tech selected, and we're going to go and start prepping for war with the Soviet Union because that looks like it's about to happen, whether we're ready or not. I guess let's work on the air doctrines. Yeah, we'll work on those. Honestly, if we have any planes in the stockpile to be pulled out and trained up, yeah, we got a few. Now, I don't know if we have... Yeah, we have a close air support that could be increased up to 100 here. And we'll get them training. Same thing with this naval bomber. They could be just increased, period. You know what? Let's actually just do a 50 here for right now. And then we'll set them to train up here. Alright, excellent. And Finland does reject the Soviet demand, so yeah, the war might start here immediately. Oh yes, that's right, I forgot I was going to pull these troops off. We're going to stop them from training, and then we're going to put... See how we want to go about doing this. Let's take a few troops out of this one, and then put them up here on this border. And I guess we could have them in two separate armies, just to make it easier to manage. Yeah, I suppose that's what we'll do. All the mountain troops are going to be over there. How many divisions do we need here? 1, 2... Let me double check that this... Yeah, that's two separate ones. So 1, 2, 3... I guess you can count where the units are at. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 units is what we're going to need. So essentially half of the army that we have here. And we'll send them the tank unit as well. That'll be the 10. So let's go and put them into a separate army here. And as for their color, we'll have them be red. And we haven't given these guys an icon yet. Okay, so we made them green but didn't give them an icon. Well, let's give them one. Get that fixed. Gotta be a green clover, right? No, that's not very Turkish, but... And then for the red ones, we'll give them yeah, we'll give them the spade here. Alright, so with the red troops, let's put them over here. It looks like I pulled some that were over... I didn't pull any over there. Okay, that's a different army. You know what, we could just use that army, I suppose. And that is not how we want to do that. We're going to have to draw it out. So we only protect the Romanian territory. Don't know if we'll put an advance here. Most likely it's just going to be protecting it from across the river here. I guess we don't need... Yeah, we'll stay on this side as well. Yeah, that'd be wise. Alright, so we'll bring all those troops over to there. We want to give them a commander. And I think the clear choice is him, because he also has that improv expert. So I'm going to grab that. And then I guess we'll put this army over here. So we'll just get rid of this army then, I suppose. Yeah, I should have just used... Oh, yep, did forget that we have a long front with them. We only want to protect our own. So yeah, I could have done this a lot differently by just taking this whole army. Yeah, and using them over here and then the green one up here. And then I could have just changed them to red. We did get the heroes on the production front. It had an 80% chance of it working. Thank God it did, because it increased stability by 5%. But that is not enough to get us out of the dumps, guys. So those events will likely keep firing. We have to hope that they don't. It's a random chance. So let's just hope that they don't fire. Yeah, war with the Soviets could break out any moment. We got the troops up on the border there, so hopefully we'll be ready. We have 5 more military factories just been added because of that focus, so super helpful. And we'll get that here in December. We'll get Lebanon, so that will be a bypass. So let's go to work on... We could get the infrastructure, I suppose. We could get those camel units. That'd be helpful. Those camel units are pretty good, actually. Let's take a look at them. They're actually a lot better than regular cav. But they also do the suppression, so you can use them for the suppression, in addition to actually using them as like a fighting unit. So these gives us air base and a research bonus for air doctrines. And we could start working on the naval one so that we can go down here. But you know what? I would really like to finish down here. And we gotta get camels, man. So even if the infrastructure is really not that helpful, it'll help a little bit. We'll be able to build faster, and it might help with some resources, which that reminds me, we might want to take a look at the resource situation because we're building that infrastructure here. So we have the military factories, 5 of them, right? That's what we got. So probably those tank units that we're trying to build, they don't have the necessary equipment, do they? So yeah, we'll go ahead and give them some of that. And then also, let's step up the plane production here, guys, because our Air Force is pitiful. Now, resources are going to be a problem. We're going to trade for more. Let me just take a look. How are we doing on the infrastructure? Okay, we haven't really built it up that much yet. All right, so that would explain why I didn't really see much effect there. We have got a little bit from it, though, from over here. But mostly helped with the aluminum. I don't think we were trading for aluminum. We were. Actually, yeah, we are. So you know what? Let's go ahead and stop trading for the aluminum. This way we're not using an extra factory. And then go ahead and trade for the steel. We actually have to trade for 2. Okay, never mind. Let's cancel trading with the United States. Instead trade with Austria-Hungary. Actually help out an ally, I suppose. Although we don't know that they'll be an ally for long. And I never did actually get more steel. There we go. Beautiful. So yeah, the Soviet Union might start this any moment, and there we go. Yep, so they just started the conflict. Luckily, we did get this set up. So we'll have to see how this ends up going. We won't be in the war immediately. We'll have to get called in, or we'll have to ask to join. I imagine somebody's going to ask for us to join. We do need to stop these troops from training before we do, though. So yeah, that'd be wise. I didn't realize the Red Army was still training. So we might want to wait a second here. But yeah, it's going to start here any minute. We got the anti-air. Excellent. We should move those planes. That reminded me. Let's get the improved anti-tanks. We're going to need those. And you know what? Let's make an adjustment to our divisions as well, and probably deploy these troops. I think they're ready. Yeah, they're just lacking a little bit of equipment here. So let's go and make an adjustment. Could do the tanks. Did we finish the Janissaries? I don't think we did. Yeah, there's still some stuff to get here. Let's get... Probably want to get support artillery. Yeah, I think that'd be wise. And then maybe logistics. I think it makes more sense to make the adjustments to the tanks right now, so let's go to work on them. We'll get them to field hospitals. That's all we're going to be able to do as well. That's all the experience we have. But yeah, next I want to get probably the anti-tanks. Yeah, we'll get the support anti-tanks since we don't have anything here for them. It's not going to help a lot, but it'll help a little bit. So we'll get the anti-tanks, and then I suppose logistics. Light tanks aren't that bad when it comes to maintenance, you know, losing those. It's not that big of a deal. Let's go and deploy these in Ankara. And then set them up in a actual training army here. We haven't made one of these just yet, so let's go ahead and do that. Get them all set up so that all of our troops will deploy here. So we'll need the area defense set up. And then set them to train. Alright, so they'll train as soon as they finish up here. We could have got more troops going, but manpower is such an issue, guys. And there's really nothing for us to do about it because of our lack of political power. So yeah, we're going to be, we're just going to be so limited in this upcoming conflict. Alright, so Austria-Hungary's been pulled in. Finland's in. Germany's not. Hopefully they can hold out while the rest of us, here we go. Alright, so we're going to want to accept this. I think, let me just make sure my troops are ready. You know what? Let's decline it. Our troops are not ready yet. Now, they might not be able to attack us here in Romania, though, because they're our puppet. Let's wait. Let's wait until all of our troops have their organization up. Because remember, we just got to this front here, and we just made changes to our divisions. We also need to get this equipment updated. Soon, friends, soon. Just let me get my troops ready. I think we're ready now. So on the next one, we'll accept it. We could also request to join. That'd always be an option as well. Alright, so we've got knocked out both of those. That means we're going to get the Yugoslavian one here in 141 days. I wish we had done the Soviet one now. Let's go ahead and work on... Yeah, we're not going to have very good intelligence. We haven't gotten any of these yet. So let's go ahead and do that so we can get that bonus. So we could also work on passive training too, passive defense. But you know, let's go and work on this. We'll get the army department, start knocking those out. And can we not become... Oh yeah, we don't have any political power. Never mind. Yeah, political power is just at such a premium. It's a real issue. So yeah, we'll wait until they pull us in. This gives us a bit more time to prepare. Like get the planning bonus and such. Alright, so this is it. This should pull us in. There's the Soviet Union. So yeah, let's go ahead and accept this. And now we are at war with the Soviet Union. I don't expect to make good progress here if we were to attack. I think we're mostly going to be sitting on defense. Yeah, we're going to have some difficulty. I didn't build the forts over here or anything. Now, over here, there's not really any troops. Remember, the Soviets are going to have a massive front. Absolutely massive front. So they're going to struggle just because of that. Because of how large their front is going to be. So that's the one advantage we're going to have. But yeah, let's go ahead and start attacking immediately here. Is there a river here? I can't really tell. No, there's not a river there. It looked like there was. So yeah, we could attack here, but I prefer to just get around him. I think that's the best way to do this. So let's go and attack up this way. That'll be 3 divisions coming over here. Then we're going to want to find another location to try and get around. Got the river there. These tanks, imagine they wouldn't do very well in the mountains. Maybe that's the best way, though we have hills here to attack, so that makes far more sense. So let's go and attack into the hills. And then we'll support with one of these. Try and keep one division full strength. It looks like they're actually pulling troops off now. We might be able to make progress over here, which would be fantastic. Let me just see over here if there's anywhere we can advance. No. Probably sitting on defense. I think that's the best way to do it. Do we have forts over here? Have the Romanians built any? I know they have the a focus to do that. But yeah, there's no fortifications here. Yeah, that's a real shame. I'm not seeing any. Alright. Yeah, it would be nice if we had some forts built there. I'd planned to build forts, but the war with the Soviets broke out before I was ready. Much quicker than... I mean, I guess I expected it. We expected it to happen, but still, it did happen sooner than I initially thought. So this is all wide open now. Let's go ahead and have... That's plain, so we don't want to attack with those guys. Let's just attack with these ones here. And we're going to send this, we want to keep the mountain unit being used somewhere where it's actually helpful. So we're going to have him go this way. And we should be able to get that win there because those units just moved. We have one going there. Let's have... I see he's going over that way. Let's have this guy go up here. Just go and start fanning out, taking territory. Yeah, this should go well. There's just not very many troops over here. They are not attacking in Romania, so that's not an issue. Let's have this guy push forward here. Or I guess he can go this way. We're having to fight a weak unit right there. Alright, advancing right there. Let's go and push forward here with these guys. Yeah, he can go that way. And we're going to take both of them, have them go up this way as well. Love to get behind some of these troops. That guy was already defeated, so that wouldn't have worked. Let's go and have him race up this way. Would like to try and cut off any troops that are down here. We'll see if we can't make that happen with these faster tank units. Let's go and go that way with this unit. Alright, looking good. Yeah, and just not enough units really to stop us here. Yeah, they just don't have the units. And it's going to be a consistent problem for them. Because they have such a massive front. This is one hell of a front for the Soviets to have to fight on. I do not envy them. I would not want to have to fight on this front line, guys. I mean, like, yeah, that is a large front. They don't have any problems over here. I would assume they'd move all their divisions off the Eastern Front. That would be a wise move, because I don't think the communists will attack them over there, the communist Japanese. I don't think China will attack them either. I think they're pretty safe over there, frankly. Right, so we're moving up that way. Not the best unit for going up on the tanks here. Let's go. Or going up in the mountains. The tank isn't the best unit, is what I meant to say. Let's just try and focus on getting around some of these guys. I don't want to have to fight everybody. Oh, okay. The reason why they haven't attacked across here is because Romania is not in the conflict. And which means we can't attack either and take advantage of this open front here. So let's pull Romania in. That also means that they don't have to worry about these fronts over here because we haven't pulled them all in just yet. So let's go ahead and do that. In fact, let's just go ahead and get them all pulled in. They might all be in already. Let me look at... I know that there's... Yeah, I knew that we had some of our puppets that aren't in yet. Yeah, we can call the Germans in. I don't know if they'll accept that. And then we want to get our puppets pulled in. I don't know why it goes back to that screen. Alright, so yeah, that looks good. Let me make sure that all of our puppets are pulled into these conflicts. Okay, so that'll open up these fronts here so that the Iranians and Afghanistan can push forward. Now, I don't know if I actually wanted Iran in, but they are a puppet, so they should give us what we want here. Let's go and push forward here. Get this guy moving over this way. I'm going to try and surround that unit if I can. Already pushing forward right there. The tanks are having to defend in some mountains, so obviously not the best unit for that, but I was hoping to kind of like get them cut off here. If we could come into here and just any troops would be completely cut off from supply. But you know what, we can do that with this guy. And you know what, I almost want to like pull this back here. Just have one division right there. Let's get these guys moving. We have mountain troops that could be fighting in the mountains. Alright, so about to take that there. Alright, so they're going to attack us there. This guy here is going to take that province if nobody's there. It looks like they're trying to leave, so let's go ahead and stop them from leaving. So that we can hurry up and grab that territory there. And then let's have this unit here march up through the mountains. In fact, let's go up to that province. Although I'd prefer he goes this way, even if it's a little bit slower. Alright, so he's coming over here. We're going to try and cut off those troops there. And the tanks here are still defending. Obviously, again, not going to do well there. They're winning. That just tells you how weak the Soviets are. Alright, so yeah, we're making fantastic progress down here. Mainly because we're not really fighting anybody. So those troops there are now cut off. Excellent. This is another unit I'd like to just get cut off here rather than fight them. But you should be able to do that soon. We'll have this guy go through here. Is that all one province? Okay, so that's all one province. So have him go up through this way then. And then we'll have this guy go here unless he's going to be beaten by the mountain division. Fighting a mountain division in the mountains would be silly. He would be. So we'll go behind him and get that province there. This tank unit will go up here. Though I did want to advance up here. You know what, we might be able to win? No. Tank fighting a mountain unit in the mountains. Of course, that wouldn't work. Alright, let's have this guy. I don't want to attack across the river. Again, trying to keep casualties low. Manpower is an issue. And we can't do anything about it because of our political power. Like, we could change up both the, we could change up our conscription laws and go over to the extensive conscription. And we can also change up our mobilization, go over to war economy. But neither of those are options due to our lack of manpower right now. The Iranians are pushing forward here. Alright, so that's good. We should get occupation of all that. And let's move these guys over to here. Just make sure we have troops pushing forward everywhere. I'm not entirely sure where he's going. Why don't you stay here, man? And I was going to attack right there. I guess we still could. That unit's pretty weak. Oh, that's a different province. Okay. I just looked at it wrong. So, getting these provinces here, we'll cut off that tank unit. We'll get him destroyed. And hopefully we can get behind these guys. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. It looks like it's going to work out just fine. And you know what? I'm not going to defend this one province. Let's get those troops out of there. We destroyed those true units. Alright, so that was not too difficult. Yeah, it was pretty easy overall. And let's try and get behind that guy. See if this ends up working out for us. Again, just mostly trying to cut off troops. So Soviets have so many. We don't want to have to fight them all the way across this mountainous territory that way. I actually want him to go to that province, so let's not attack. Let's instead use him to cut off the tank. I know he's about to be cut off anyway, but somebody's got to attack there, so. And yeah, we'll try and get those guys cut off here very soon. Yeah, we should be able to. Yeah, very slow going when you manually control your divisions. It just goes slower. Gotta get that mountain division completely destroyed. We should get there before him. Let's go over here. Will we get here before this guy? 1 day and 15 hours. 1 day, 11 hours. We would. So he'll be attacking us across the river. That won't go well for him. But yeah, you manually control your troops. It goes slow. Across a wide front like this. And this guy might get here before us. 2 days and 7 hours. Let's double check. No, we would get there. We are a mountain division, so it makes sense. This guy is now cut off. So let's go and get him destroyed. 2 divisions, in fact. A tank unit or 3 divisions. 2 infantry and a tank unit. Alright, so that worked out really well. Yeah, just get all these guys completely wiped out. And there's the strikes event again because we are under the 50%. We're going to go with this one. I know that the political power, there's just nothing to be done about it, guys. Until you get it you know, until you get up to 50%. It's just such a massive issue. You know what? We did not put our planes over here. Might have been a good thing not putting our planes over here, though, because I think they'll outnumber us in the skies, but maybe not. Why have them, though, if you're not going to use them? So let's go ahead and get them over here. We should have had them here. I just forgot about them. And then we'll have the air superiority here. And that is actually going to be the end of the episode as well, guys. Unfortunately, God, it just ends so quick, doesn't it? You know, we'll actually be over the numbers there. So let's move one of these over to here. And then with our close air support, we'll move this guy. Yeah, they're got the air bases kind of all filled up here. Move him over to there. And we'll have another close air support. You know what? Let's move him over here. And I did forget to take advantage of this opportunity here. Oh, he's still in the pilot exercising. You know, let's go ahead and put one of the fighters over here instead of what I was doing. Moving them both over that way. Let's move them over here. And then with the naval bombers, we're going to want these, not doing the exercise, but doing the naval strike here. We probably don't want to put our fleet out there. I assume the Soviets would sink it pretty quickly, so that would not be wise. So unfortunately, I did not take advantage of the, you know, the undefended front here. But you know what? They might have just pushed us back anyway, because we don't have very many units here. But it would have been nice to take these forts without having to fight for them. Forts across a river, it's not the best way to do it. But yeah, we missed that opportunity, unfortunately, because I was focusing on this too much. Alright, well, we got some stuff done here. We have some tanks right here cut off. Let's go and get him destroyed. Should have this unit cut off soon, so we'll get him destroyed. As soon as he finishes defending, he'll attack right there and try and get him destroyed. Though they could easily connect with this troop. There's a lot of different open provinces there he could connect with. And really just need to get some of these troops up to the front. We're wiping those three out. We'll have these ones cut off soon too. So yeah, going well over here. We're seeing them, our puppets advance all across this front as well. Let's take a look at Finland. Finland is getting pushed back. Yeah, Finland is losing territory. And just looking at the rest of our allies. Have the Germans not come in yet? No, Germany has not come in. It looks like they're refusing a call to arms, perhaps. Let's do it again. And it looks like there's been no progress on either side over here on the Austria-Hungary Soviet border either. Oh, the Austrians did lose territory here, though. Okay, interesting. So they've had a little bit of success right there in eastern Slovakia. That's the current situation in the war. Just barely started, and here we have to end it. Very unfortunate. Worst place to end it. It's the beginning of a war here. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of War with the Soviet Union, our first war with a major power. So far, we've only fought little countries. Greece, you know, Bulgaria, Romania, Syria. Some of those are countries that barely even defend themselves, or couldn't defend themselves. So yeah, we haven't had any big, real big conflicts yet. So this is our first real major conflict. So this is the big war for the campaign as of right now, with the Soviet Union here. So yeah, I'm excited to continue it next episode. If you did enjoy it in this one, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I do hope to see you on the next one. And thanks for watching.